Sometimes you just slam clicker. It is what it is. Hey guys, it's Mo and I'm back with another video. There'll be 2 videos up this week, probably 2 videos up the same day. One is a vlog, and I actually vlogged going out and hanging out with my crew, and then this video about crew life. Like, this is just gonna discuss about all the ins and outs of working with these people that are pretty much like your family for the next 2 to possibly 4 days. So yeah, sometimes you are with people you love, and sometimes you're with people you hate. So your crew may consist of anywhere between 1 other person on your small planes to 10 other people on your large planes where you do your international trips. So yeah, it's just different, dealing with different types of personalities. Like, sometimes not all of you will click. Sometimes not all of you will mesh, and sometimes you will run into crews that literally will make you want to fight, or or just push your buttons and nerves, especially whenever you are junior and you kind of get called out on reserve on international trips. Like, you'll get to the plane and you're like, hello, and trying to be courteous, and all these senior mama and papas are looking at you like, how the hell did you get this trip? Not realizing that Pookie Boo Boo and them called out at the last minute and didn't let them know so they can have somebody else that they want, or that they're close in seniority to snag up that international trip before a reserve gets it. Some people just don't appreciate the fact that a reserve may possibly get a international trip or a good trip. Like, don't be a hater. Just enjoy. And like, we've all been baby flight attendants. We've all been within probation. We've all been, well, not everybody yet, but they know we've all been at a pivot part of this job and in this industry where you're a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year, a 10 year. I haven't quite made it to years, but whenever you're at 37 years, you know where you've been, where these people have been, and you possibly may deal with people who frown at that, like they came in with 30 something years and have an attitude the whole fucking time. And you deal with that. You deal with it. Like, some people feel entitled that they have been flying for this long, so they're entitled to the trip they get. They're entitled to the position they hold. They're entitled to possibly try to find a way out of not working. Yeah, you'll run into that. You'll run into the, I'm senior, I'm not working. Like, you'll see them on the jump seat, playing Candy Crush, doing their crossword puzzle, reading a paper or magazine, and they feel like they've just paid their dues long enough to not work. Like, no, you clocked in just like I clocked in. So that's the type of people you may run into. You may run into a slam clicker. Shit, sometimes I am a slam clicker. The crew will hit you with a, hey, let's meet up downstairs at like 5:30. Yeah, sure. No, boom. What I mean by slam clicker, meaning I'm slamming my door closed to my hotel room, clicking that lock, clicking that the door thingy to just the safety lock to make sure if somebody does open the door, it catches it. And that's what you do. Like, sometimes you're a slam clicker, and that is what it is. And you have to understand, like, sometimes people have to be a slam clicker for the simple fact that, you don't know what's going on at home. They may be in school, and their downtime is whenever they're doing their online assignments. Some people have families, like I do, where their slam click time is their time speaking to their husbands or wives or children or parents, or, just trying to catch up. Some people are slam clickers because they're handling their business. And then some people are slam clickers because they just don't vibe with you. They don't want to hang out with you. They just don't want to do it. And just don't be offended. That's just how people are. And then some people just don't want to go out and about. it is what it is. Like, this last trip, the one you'll see in the vlog, the guys wanted to go out, and me and Cassidy were like, oh, okay, we'll see you in the morning, because it was Utah, it was cold. I'm not, no. They went and walked around, and I was like, I ordered Postmates, ate, and watched. What did I watch? Logan. Yes, Slam Inflicted, chilled and saw them in the morning. We still vibe together. You guys see in the vlog, you see where I'm slam clicked and you see where I'm out and about. So everybody has the capability of being a slam clicker. Sometimes you have to be because you need to rest, relax, and recharge. Like sometimes I'm a slam clicker on a long and I'm taking my shampoo, conditioner, extra face, special face washes, sheet mask, lip mask, um, like just the stuff to do self-care in the hotel, and that's what all I do because I don't really want to get out and spend any money, or it's just I don't want to get out at all. It doesn't mean that I don't want to spend time with the crew. It's just sometimes I need that time to recharge. um, you have the people who are adventurous who literally plan little activities they want to do, and they may invite you, they may not. uh, I was vlogging my Seattle trip. I planned a day out with my godmom, so I had already had plans, and that my crew respected that, and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we want to see if you want to go have dinner." And I was like, "Oh, my godmom lives here, and I haven't seen her in 17 years, so I'm gonna go hang out with her. Bye." Like you have to really um, figure out like if you are okay with going out by yourself, or if you truly need the crew. You'll run into people that you would not expect to be like the most adventurous type. Like, okay, ages in this career range from 21 to 1,062. I had a crew. Miss Jillian is 20 years older than me, and Miss Renee was 30 years older than me, and they were like one of my favorite crews ever. Um, Jillian and I have this love for good cigars, and we sat out, went to happy hour downstairs and had drinks, and they did free appetizers for crew members, and we went and sat out on the little patio area in front of the hotel and had cigars. Miss Renee was just the sweetest thing. She didn't move around too much, but she knew she wasn't in the best of condition to help out a lot. So like if I set up the cart and this, that, and the other, she would make sure that everything else was done for us. And then like if she knew I was gonna get 26 rows done before she had her 4 done, like I remember one day she was like, "I got you an iced coffee," and it was a 4-day trip. I was like, "You have to do that." She was like, "No, because you pick up where I lack, and I have to appreciate that." So you run into people like that. Then you run into, like I said, you run into the people who don't want to work. I had a trip. Well, we can't do it now anymore, but before, if you were a reserve, or if you picked up a trip on ETB, or if you picked up a trip, which is the trade board, or from company open time, or it wasn't your original trip, you weren't assigned it by the company in the beginning when you got your schedule. So I was the B originally. Like when I picked it up, I was the B. The A comes down, and he's like, he looks at me, he realizes I'm junior to him, and he is like, "I don't want to be the A. You're going to be the A because you're the most junior." And then he goes to the back, and the other crew members came to the front, and they were like, "Now we see why he didn't want to be the A, because he didn't want to work." They said he barely worked that whole flight. Like they kept hiding up in the front with me, and I'm like we end up working regardless. I like doing red eyes, so we leave in the like late early evening, and then we get there in the evening on the West Coast, but we're going to Seattle. I like going to Seattle. I have family there. So we were going to Seattle. They said he set up the cart for one service. It's up to a 5.5 hour flight, so you have to do more than one service. Or like he was back there with his headphones on, had this big ass laptop out watching movies. So you run into crew like that. You run into crew like that. Then you run into crew that completely annoy you. Like they want to talk the whole time. Like Jump seat is pretty much like the couch at a therapist's office sometimes. Like sometimes somebody is going to lay out their entire life to you on that jump seat, and you're just like, no, no, ma'am, no, sir, I don't need to know all that about your life. And it happens. Like, and then, or sometimes you'll see these debates go on. Oh my gosh, the political debates. You just, if you don't want to get into that, that's when you go pick up trash. Well, two people are arguing about how they feel about something or how they feel about what's going on in the world. You be like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up trash. So you sneak out and you go pick up trash. There's ways to get her out away from these people, and it is quite possible that you run into like just because a crew is super junior and you're super junior does not mean the crew is gonna be what that is. Like, it doesn't mean you guys are gonna have fun. Doesn't mean it's gonna be lit and like sometimes it's just like, bitch, like you're getting on my nerves, and you do that. And then some crews you're loving them, and you guys exchange phone numbers, and you're like, what's your Instagram? What's your Snapchat? Like sometimes you run into that, and then sometimes you're just like, is this 3 day over yet? Like you avoid them. The only time you see them is in the galley, and then like say if you're working a position where they're up front and you're in the back, you don't go up front. You just don't. So being with different individuals, like sometimes you just don't realize you're never, unless you buddy bid and you're senior enough to buddy bid where you're holding a line and you're consistently holding a line. Like if you're classmates, you can buddy bid and you may get the same trips and you may be together. If you're super senior and you're buddy bid and you guys know you can hold it with no issues, then you're with somebody you know. Like I flew with these two cousins and they were the sweetest, craziest ladies in the world. We went to Vegas. These hussies blew a bag and they came downstairs and they're like, we bought you coffee. So I'm like, you just run into the stuff like that. Like, but you may not work with the same person for, and in the 5 years I've been flying, you guys, I've worked with two people like consistently, like more than once. And it's very rare. It is very rare. So like if you guys catch up, it's genuinely you're catching up on your own time. So that is just about it. I just wanted to like talk about crews. Like we are some of the craziest individuals you will ever run into. Like some of us are Looney Tunes and then some of us are just really mellow. Some of us are like, it's kind of like that group of friends, like that Mimi with the group of friends. It's like, this is the turn up friend, this is the quiet friend, this is the encouraging friend. Like crews are just like that. You just never know what you're gonna get. And then if you fly with somebody you don't like, you genuinely don't like, or you don't mesh well with, like don't argue, don't cause issues, don't fight, just work your trip and then go home and then put them on your no fly list. So it it happens like that. Like it happens like that. Like these people, you don't dictate your day. It's not like you're at an office where you're going in and you have to see the same person every single day. These people you may see once in your entire career, and then if they're super senior, you may see them once and then they're retiring a year later or 6 months later or whatever. So it just all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Like if I'm a loner. I am okay with being by myself. And my son is texting me. Good. I'm so sorry. I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay with venturing and finding out things by myself if I don't have a crew member who wants to go do it. And then, or I'm the type of person that's like, if there's something you may want to do and I know how to get around, or like, hey, if you want to, we had a trip to LA and the two of my crew members had never been to the Santee Alley in the fashion district, like where all your knockoffs and stuff like that are. And I was like, I go. So they were like, well, they got up, they went with me. So it depends on the type of person you are. Like if you're an introvert, it's okay to be an introvert in this job. I have my introvert roommates. If you're an extrovert, it's okay to be an extrovert in this job, but sometimes you will be forced to be by yourself. You have to be okay with that. Like, not all crew are made equal. Like I said, you may have a busted ass trip, but you'll have the best crew ever where you guys are turning up, and then you can have the best trip ever. You can have a busted ass crew. So it is what you make it. It is. It's just you have to remember what type of crew member you want to be, and what type of impact you want to leave on these people. So that is pretty much it, guys. The vlog will be up with this video, so you get to see my crew acting up in Orlando and on the plane and twerking and shit. So I just wanted to say I love you guys so much, and thank you for continuing to watch. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and stay fly. Bye.